Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. We have a busy Monday evening here on the Riley King Newscast. We have a lot of news to get to, so let's dive in. First up, 2018 1st Congressional District candidates to debate tonight. With just over a week to go before the midterm election, Granite Staters will be able to see where candidates in New Hampshire's major races stand on the issues. WMUR is teaming up with New Hampshire Union Leader for the Granite State debates, which start Monday night with candidates in the 1st Congressional District, Republican Eddie Edwards and Democrat Chris Pappas. Edwards and Pappas are vying for the seat left open by Democrat Carol Shea Porter, who is not seeking re-election. The 2nd Congressional District candidates face off on Tuesday, and candidates for governor will debate on Thursday. All debates start at 7 p.m. on WMUR TV and live stream above this article on WMUR.com and inside the WMUR mobile app. And here is a photo of the two candidates debating tonight. Eddie Edwards and Chris Pappas. And we will be sure to share that live stream of that debate this evening. And it starts at 7 p.m. right here on the Riley King Network and on WMUR TV. Red Sox hung 2018 World Series Championship banner at Fenway Park. They won the World Series last night. Congratulations, Red Sox. All of us on the Riley King Network congratulate the Red Sox team. Great job. And you all had a great season, and we enjoyed it. Red Sox World Series Victory Parade set for Wednesday. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Antoinette, the city revving up to celebrate our champions once more. The parade route is going to go by Boston City Hall. However, there will not be any rally on City Hall Plaza like we saw for the Patriots when they won the Super Bowl. It was 5 years ago, the last time the city threw a parade and a party for the Red Sox and their World Series win in 2013. The city is accustomed to these large crowd events, and the tried and true security procedures and protocols will be in place for this Wednesday. There aren't any credible threats against Boston, but city leaders are asking everyone to make sure to make it a safe celebration.
We've been here before. Let's act like it. So we would ask everyone to act responsibly and be respectful of the other revelers in the parade.
Don't do anything on the streets of Boston on Wednesday morning that you wouldn't do in front of your own house.
So it just so happens Wednesday is Halloween. The mayor is asking anyone who chooses to go to this parade in costume to behave appropriately and to treat everyone with respect. And Commissioner Gross is urging folks not to use any sort of replica weapons that might be part of your costume. Now, while the parade starts at 11, you are really encouraged to get down here early and also to use public transportation. The parade is expected to last about 2 hours. Live in Boston, Sarah Conji, WCVB News Center.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we will bring you parade coverage on Wednesday, starting at 11 a.m. Independent Alan Cron drops out of governor's race in Maine. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
They're both in remission, have the same pre-existing condition. But if Sean Moody becomes governor, then...
Alan Caron had been campaigning around Maine in an old RV. Well, today that RV has proverbially run out of gas. The long-shot independent candidate had been polling in the low single digits, and all along he'd been saying for months that he would drop out in October if he didn't see a real path to victory. This morning, he stuck by that promise. In doing so, Caron endorsed one of his opponents. Caron says Democrat Janet Mills is the best choice to lead Maine forward. This morning, one reporter asked Caron about how he campaigned against party politics and then turned around and endorsed the Democrat today. Here's what Caron said.
I wish things had gone differently. I do think we have had too much partisan gridlock, and I'm persuaded that Janet can help break that gridlock.
Now here's part of a response from a consultant for Republican Sean Moody. Quote, "This is not a surprise in that Alan Caron was a longtime Democratic Party activist and commentator. Maine people want a fresh voice with a proven history of creating jobs and solving problems, and that is why entrepreneur Sean Moody will be elected as Maine's next governor." True, Caron has been a Democrat up until about a year and a half ago. A reporter read him the statement from Team Moody, and he sort of laughed and said, even I could have written that response this morning. We did speak with the other candidate in this race, independent Terry Hayes. We spoke with her by phone a little while ago. She says she is committed on seeing her campaign through till Election Day. She will not drop out. We're going to speak with her in person this afternoon and talk to you more about the developing dynamics of the Blaine House race coming up tonight, first at 4.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Monday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the red and went down. Oil closed in the red and went down. U.S. 10-year closed in the green and went up. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and went up. Dow tumbles more than 200 points in wild session. S&P 500 closes in correction territory. Stocks closed lower on Monday, giving up sharp gains from earlier in the day in a wild session that saw the Dow Jones Industrial Average travel more than 900 points. The S&P 500 closed in correction territory, down 10% from its recent high. Portraits of the 11 shooting victims over the weekend in Pittsburgh. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
I'm about to unbox the brand new Google Pixel 3. It's on Verizon, the network chosen by Google. Here goes. Check out the new Pixel. Oh, no spoilers, man. I got the...
Now buy one Google Pixel 3 and get one on us. The phone you want, the unlimited plan you need, on the network you deserve.
As we think about those 11 people that were killed there in Pittsburgh in the synagogue.
The darkest day in the history of Pittsburgh, said the mayor, and you're looking right now at the memorial forming outside the synagogue. Overnight, thousands gathered for a vigil at the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial. You see them there to remember and honor those victims of the deadliest attack on American Jews in our nation's history.
All of our hearts are heavy this morning. The Pittsburgh Steelers holding a moment of silence before kickoff Sunday. The Temple, just a few miles from the team's practice facility, and overseas, the Eiffel Tower going dark to remember the victims of that massacre, while in Tel Aviv, this tribute, City Hall there flashing between Israel and America's flags, a show of solidarity.
It really was. We have team coverage of the tragic mass shooting, and Amy Robach starts us off. She's there in Pittsburgh for us. Good morning, Amy.
Robin, good morning. Police and the FBI continue their investigation into Saturday's horrific mass shooting. Several blocks surrounding Tree of Life Synagogue remain closed today. And this morning, the alleged shooter is facing 29 charges, 22 of which make him eligible for the death penalty.
All city units are being sent to an active shooter.
9:54 a.m. Saturday morning, tragedy strikes as a morning of prayer quickly shifts to a morning of deadly chaos. In under a minute, police rushing to the scene of an active shooter at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh early Saturday morning.
7-1, contact, shot fired.
Barry Werber was inside when the gunfire began. He says he first heard a crash.
I saw a body on the steps, and I realized that the crash I'd heard must have been a gunshot. The gentleman walks in with a long gun, and I could see the jacket he had on and a pair of pants of some sort.
The alleged shooter, identified as 46-year-old Robert Bowers, was carrying an assault-style rifle and 3 handguns, according to police.
And as we approached the front of the synagogue, he began firing at us.
According to the FBI, Bowers hurled words of hate against Jews as he murdered them. The gunman then retreated further into the synagogue. A SWAT team enters, discovering a scene of unimaginable horror. 11 people, 3 women and 8 men dead. As medics rushed to evacuate the wounded, officers climbed to the 3rd floor where Bowers had fled. What came next? An all-out gun battle. Bowers shot, wounded, and crawling on his knees, he then surrenders.
Suspects talking about all these Jews need to die. We're still communicating with them.
At hospitals, nurses and doctors steadying themselves for the worst.
I think that everybody here, that was when they said there's not anybody else coming. We were all saddened by that.
It's devastating. Overnight, the community came together at a vigil for those lives lost. Bowers now in federal custody, facing charges.
29 separate federal crimes. There are 11 counts of murdering victims who are exercising their religious beliefs. There are 11 counts of using a firearm to commit murder, and each of these counts is punishable by death.
The victims ranging in age from 54 to 97. 86-year-old Sylvan Simon and his wife, 84-year-old Bernice, killed in the same place they wed 6 decades earlier in December 1956. Here, their wedding announcement describing the candlelight ceremony at the Tree of Life. 75-year-old Joyce Feinberg, the widowed mother of 2 sons and a grandmother, was a retired research specialist at the University of Pittsburgh. And brothers 54-year-old David and 59-year-old Cecil Rosenthal, who lived together, loved going to Saturday services. They never missed a week. The Rosenthal brothers had attended Tree of Life Synagogue since they were children, and friends described the brothers as inseparable. Also among those killed, 97-year-old Rose Mallinger. Friends telling us you've never met a more vivacious 97-year-old. She was full of life and a fixture of the community. Also this past Saturday, normally a group of school children would have been inside the Tree of Life Synagogue attending Shabbat services. One of those children had a conflict with Saturday, and so thankfully for those families, that service was moved till Sunday. Robin?
Oh my. All right, Amy, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a wonderful night, everyone, and I'll see you back here in a little bit for a news report. Good night, everyone. Bye.